Good evening. Happy, what is it? It's Wednesday. It is going on 7:45 here in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm cooking dinner, making chili tonight. The kid is working. I worked all day, came home, kind of been lounging around, and had a couple pieces of pizza. I don't know what it is right now. Nothing sounds good. Nothing tastes good. I'm trying to find more interesting, flavorful things to cook and to bake. And so tonight I had my, homemade sauce. I made different kinds of sauces with all the tomatoes from my garden. This one has some squash in it, so I thought it'd be really good for chili. You know, when you are roasting your tomatoes in the oven with garlic and your peppers and a squash, you roast it and then you kind of like blend it all up, and then you can use it the sauce for whatever you need. A couple of them are so garlicky that I'm saving them for my pasta. But I am Kitryn Marie, reside in St. Louis, Missouri, on this very weird hiatus right now where I'm not happy in life, period, at all. I'm an artist, a writer, speaker, life, and a business coach. Teach a variety of art enrichment classes, personal development classes that are not happening at the moment, and I'm a published author. And like I said in a video earlier, I'd really like to do a cookbook, and I'd really like to do a coffee table book of all my photography from the years that I was traveling. It is 7:45, like I said, and we're making chili. I got the dogs behind me. You should have seen me trying to position the tripod so they don't knock it over. I've decided with my hair it is going to be blonder. I'm going to do something kind of different. This is all natural, and it's just too dark. I'm used to it being a lot lighter, only because the gray comes in and you got to cover the gray. I'm not ready to go all gray yet. I feel all old, but I don't want to look all old. You know what I mean? So what are you cooking? Where are you at in your cooking journey? What's the weather doing, and do you cook according to the weather? It was probably almost 80 today. It was muggy. It's been raining here a lot, which we needed the rain. I think a lot of states need the rain. I gotta turn this down. We really need the rain. I've got maybe 25 more tomatoes on my plants, and I will cook them down according to how I want to use my sauce. But chili is always a great favorite for fall. So I had 2.5 pounds of hamburger, and I didn't need all of it because I'm trying to stretch all my meals the best I can with the money that I have. I hope you're doing the same. I hope you have a budget. I hope you are eating really healthy and good. And although we need comfort food, sometimes you just need warm, good, healthy, nutrition type food. Warms the innards. It's good for your soul. Anyway, so I got just a 1/2 pound. Can you see Hank down here? Look at her. There's Hank. And there's Frances. You can't, I don't think you can see Frances. She'll scooch on in. And then I got Lola. Lola's over there, and where's Nellie? Nellie's on the other side. Oh, before I finish with this cooking thing, I gotta tell you what's been happening here in this neck of the woods. Hank gets out of the yard. There's a space in my yard that at one time I know probably had a gate on it, and they took the gate down way before I moved in. So there's like a little makeshift fencing just stretched. Well, Hank decided she was going to just walk over the fence. And I'm calling the dogs. Come on, girls, come on, girls, come on, girls. And no girls. They're not coming in. And I'm like, what the hell? So I go out there, my good neighbor on the other side. He says, Kit, I think one of your dogs is out. And I'm like, alright, so here comes Lola, here comes Shug, here comes Francis. And I'm like, great. I'm like, come on, Bougie, come on, Bougie. Well, there she is on the other side. Oh, and let me just kind of preface. Hank is a girl. When I got her and her sister at 5 weeks. They were so little, I couldn't tell what their doohickeys were. So I thought I had a boy and a girl until I got them to the vet, and the vet said, no, you got 2 girls. So anyway, she knew her name, so I didn't want to change it. So Hank, a.k.a. Bougie Girl. Here she is on the other side of the fence. She's over there prancing, trying to figure out, and I'm like, ugh. So I run out the front, got to run all the way around the neighbor's house, all the way around the apartments, and go to the back. And I see a bicycle over there. And I'm thinking, that's weird, why is there a bicycle over there? And I feel eyes on me, but I can't see because it's dark. And I'm trying to get her harness on her and try to get her leash because I just want to get back home. You know, it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it's getting dark earlier. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Anyway, get her home. Everybody's all good. Everybody's all contained. Get the girls in their crate. Put Francis in her crate. Shug, for the last couple nights, has been whimpering. She never whimpers. She never does anything. She's a really good dog. And she's been glued to my side. I mean, like, she has to touch me. If I'm standing, the only reason she's not here now is because the other dogs are right here. So I'm like, okay, come on, I'll let you out. Well, need I say, I let her out. There's somebody in my yard, and she had whatever it was cornered in the yard. Now, she already thinks something or everyone is out to get us, and I could not get her back in. I was not going to go out to the yard. So I call the kid, and I'm like, where are you? Are you on your way home from work? And he's like, yeah. And I go, Shug's outside and got somebody cornered. Hank got out, so on and so forth. So last week, we had a coyote out in that field. Haven't seen the coyote. That was last week. This week, I got somebody in my yard that doesn't need to be in my yard. Tyler gets home, brings Shug in. I don't know what it was, who it was, but they left. Tonight, we're in the yard. The deer. I guess it's getting to be deer season, rutting season. The bucks have been playing and fighting. It's been rather cute. The young buck fighting with the older bucks. And they got real close to the fence tonight. We were all standing there, me, the 4 dogs, and we're just watching. Well, Frances, all 12 pounds of her, decided she was going to go after a deer. Now, she can't get over the fence, but boy, did she try, and that deer kind of just stood there, stomped its foot, and did that huffing through its nose. And I just laughed. I'm like, you ain't coming over here, not with the rest of these knuckleheads. But anyway, so that's what's been going on over here in my neck of the woods, as I like to phrase that. Okay, my hamburger is done. It's just hamburger cooked. I don't know if you can see it. I really don't want to mess with the tripod, but just cooked plain hamburger. Let's see if I can lift it a little bit so you can see. Okay, got that? Alright, now I'm going to... But, you know, we all got little crazy stories about things that go on in our neighborhood. My neighborhood has been so freaking quiet, it's scary. It really is, it's scary. Okay. Ground beef is done. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to cheat and put in some Rotel-type tomatoes because I want it to be a little spicy. And it will blend nice with the sauce that I made. I'm going to put that in there, like that. I'm going to give it a stir. Just a little stir. Doesn't need to be cooked up yet because I have more things that I want to add to it. Okay, so once you got your ground beef, I don't drain it either because everything soaks up when you put the beans in. Next, we are going to take some cocoa powder. any kind of cocoa powder. There's something about the cocoa powder that takes the tartness out of the tomatoes. So, and use your heart. Just measure with your heart. Remember, you don't want a gravy. You don't want hot chocolate. You just want it to melt really well in with your tomatoes and your ground beef. So I'm going to put about that much in, which I would probably say is about a little over 1/4 of a cup. This I will cook in, and it will look like a chocolate kind of sauce, but it's not. So here, I'm just going to stir that. Sometimes if you put too much of the cocoa in, it takes the tartness out of the tomatoes, but it becomes bitter if you're not careful. That's why I'm saying you don't want to make a gravy. I'm just going to get that all mixed up together. Anyway, so with the weather changing and it getting darker earlier and the neighborhood being more eerie, and I'm like losing my mind with not having really anything to do other than work, the actual leave the house, go to the outside gig, I'm getting a little stir crazy, and I'm concerned about what's going to happen when the weather gets colder. Car's still shaking. Don't know what that's about. Did I mention in a previous video they've changed out motor mounts, transition mounts, axles, control arms, serpentine belt, sway bar, new battery, new tail and brake lights. Oh, and the complete oil change and the air filter. That's what it's been, what I've had done to it since I got it in April. It's still shaking. They put brakes and pads on it right before I bought it. The car was traded in January. I bought it April. I guess they didn't bother to check the rotors. So when I come up with those additional funds, before it gets really cold, I need to have that looked at. I think motor mounts, transmission mounts, control arms, I think they're good for 10 years, 12 years. I just want to keep the car a year till I can probably trade it in for something else, although I do love this car. It's a Jeep. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, so that's now all melted in with that. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit because I don't want anything to burn. Next, you may use, I have Diet Coke on hand. You may use Diet Coke, you may use Coke, you may use Dr. Pepper. You could even use coffee if you wanted to. And we are going to now thin some of this chocolate cocoa out. And I can tell you, it doesn't taste like chocolate. It mixes in with those tomatoes, and it makes just the best flavor ever. Not a big soda drinker, but I'll tell you what, lately soda is my best friend, which probably isn't very good. My coffee pot broke, which I'm not real happy about. Coffee is my vice. I have to unplug it because the controls on it went out. Between the two eclipses, the new moon, what can I tell you? What, Saturn and Mercury were doing something today, and the world is still crazy at large. Okay, so we are mixing that all together. Like so. Okay, now I am going to take half of a packet of chili mix, and we're going to mix that in like that. I used the other half maybe a month ago when I made chili. That. But like I said, nothing tastes good. The girl that I work with, we flip-flop. 2 days I'm behind the bar, 2 days she's behind the bar. The other days I'm not behind the bar, I'm on the floor. We were talking, and her and I always split something at work to eat. And I'm like, we're both like, nothing tastes good at all. She has a whole other job, and she works at night at another restaurant, and you know, I lend my hand at the banquet center on Saturday nights. Like I don't know what it is, but nothing at all tastes good right now. Might just go along with being bored with life, not having really anything going on. Watched another show on Pennsylvania last night, Centralia. There was a fire that was burning under the ground for 60 years, since Kennedy's presidency. They're noted for their coal mines, and I think I said before too, I never realized how many mountains were in Pennsylvania, but I guess the Poconos, and I should have known better. But anyway, I'm fascinated by all the things in Pennsylvania. Do you know that they are known for their bridges? They have more bridges per state than any other state. Did you know there's 3 rivers that flow through Pennsylvania, all leading up to the Mississippi? Didn't know any of that. But I watched that last night for a while, and I'm like, okay, I need to get off this Pennsylvania thing because I'm going crazy because I can't go nowhere. I ordered Amazon. Let me throw something else in that has nothing to do with anything. I've had these things in my Amazon cart. A silicone stick, because I'm about tired of the lines around my mouth. I don't mind so much the 11 lines. I can kind of, with a gua sha, get rid of them. But I ordered a silicone stick to use around my mouth. I ordered a CarPlay, because the radio all of a sudden doesn't want to work in the vehicle either. There's probably a fuse that's bad or a wire that's gone out. And I want a back camera. I want to be able, when I'm parking and, you know, driving backwards, like I think I'm Smokey and the Bandit, I can see, and I can listen to music or a podcast or whatever it is, and have my GPS right there instead of on my phone, because it's difficult to be maneuvering phone, and that's just not my thing. What else did I order? Revolution Skin, a 2% retinol. I swear by it. When I get all these things in, I'll do an unboxing, hauling of it, because all the things that I bought I really needed. Oh, and I bought a pink glitter steering wheel cover because, you know, I needed that. Matches the license plate covers that I have on my vehicle, because why not? It's 64, why not have glitter in your life, right? Pink glitter at that. Okay, so that's all mixed in. I will try to, literally I got a dog on at my foot here, on my foot. Still have one air conditioning on. Temperature needs to drop so I can get the air conditioners out of the windows and get the windows open. I'm ready for cool, fresh air. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. And then I'm going to add in my sauce. I gave 1 jar of sauce to the girl that I work with, and she was with her nieces and nephews last night. She said, they kept asking, where did you get the sauce? The sauce is so good. She said it was a hit, and I was like, yay! Alright. This is really thick. Like I said, this is the one that I put the squash in. Because I was thinking if I wasn't going to use it for chili, I was going to make tomato bisque soup. Tomorrow night, I'm going over to my one friend's house, Mindy, who I've known for 40 years. Her deceased husband and my ex-husband were childhood schoolmates, and her and I ran into each other a couple years back and kind of hanging out with her a little bit. It's just nice. You know, I knew her kids when they were little, she knew my kids when they were little, and we talk about all kinds of things. All kinds of things. She so reminds me of my Aunt Phyllis. Okay. Not only that, gives me a reason to go over and drink a glass of wine with her. Okay, we got that. Last bit of that. Like for the next couple weeks, I'm taking you along on all kinds of silly nonsense that has absolutely nothing to do with my teaching, because there is no teaching right now. People have to understand that something is missing in their life, that they want to find personal development and enrichment entities to make their life more fulfilled. Can't go on a vacation or do anything until I figure out what the hell is going on with the car. So I get to take you along on all this silly nonsense, and yes, I do act like this all the time. This is not a facade. This is not just for camera appeal. I am silly like this most of the time. You can ask the people I work with, especially when I'm behind the bar. I had my brewer guys who were young family men, and they just crack up at me. So yes, this is all me. Okay, we got that going. There, got the last of that sauce. Alright, and I've got two kinds of beans. I have black beans, and then I have chili beans. Ooh, I just spilled that. I drained those. This has the chili sauce. I'm going to leave the chili sauce with it, but you always want to drain your beans if it's not in a chili sauce. You don't want that slime in whatever it is that you're cooking. Do that. Get that stirred up. How do you make your chili? And do you serve cornbread with it? I have 2 loaves of Italian bread that most likely we will have with this, because I didn't buy stuff for cornbread. Put that in there. And there we go. That is how I do my chili. And it will cook for an hour on low. I will continue to stir it. I could chop up a couple tomatoes if I wanted, but I think I like it just the way it kind of looks. It's kind of thick. It's got a good chili color. I'll taste it here in 2 seconds. I'm going to get it a little hot. I always try to cook enough for one meal and to have at least leftovers for the day after, or the day after. It just helps with the budget. I went to Aldi's last Friday and spent $130, and actually I'd gotten a lot. I went to my produce store, got a whole box of produce. If you buy on the outside, it's the more fresher stuff, but if you buy on the inside, it's things that are ripe and ready to go. I got a whole box of vegetables and fruit for $6. You cannot go wrong with that. And then that was Friday. Then Saturday, I ran over to Deerberg's because that's where I get my laundry soap and my body soap. 5 items, $45. I'm like, there's too much grocery shopping. I was done. But wherever you are, I hope you are doing the best you can with your budget. I hope you are feeding your family in a very nutritious, comfort type way. Let's see if I can give this a good taste. Oh, that's just yummy. You can taste that squash and the peppers that I cooked in with that sauce. Very good. Very, very good. Yeah. Needs to cook for about an hour. And be good to go. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you are finding glimmers in your life. I hope you are looking for the good things in your life, the highlights of your life. You know, what are you sharing? Are you offering a meal to somebody? Are you sharing a recipe from way back when? wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're happy. I hope you're blessed. Be thankful for everything. Fate turns on a dime. It is up to you to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. By all means, you may email me, kitrynmarie@gmail.com. I can give you the chili recipe if you want, if you weren't able to follow along and catch everything. But I hope you're doing good, and as the weather gets cooler, learn to cook something good. Take care. See you soon. Bye. And thanks for listening to my nonsense. Bye.